for the youth um, session of the meditation magic. And today, once again, we're back with Anil sir. And last week, we touched on kind of how to use your subconscious mind, different tactics to calm yourself, and just kind of working through the obstacles within you and the internal blocks. And so I'm assuming today we're going to build up more on all of the information that we've collected throughout the sessions. And I know the recordings from the past sessions are available if anyone is interested in looking into those. And once again, I think at this point in the session, I want to thank everyone that's been regularly attending the sessions. And if once again you have any questions throughout, please feel free to anonymously or privately message me the question that you have, and I can ask for you if you wish to remain anonymous, or just feel free to raise your hand and stop the session in the middle. So without any further delay, Anil sir, I'm going to pass it on over to you. Thank you so much.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mahisha. Session 4. Yeah, so grateful. We completed three-hour sessions, and then today is the fourth one. I think all the content that we talk about doesn't belong to us. It is given to us, so we are discussing those aspects to empower ourselves. I think today's topic is going to build on what has been discussed on the last session. So today we are going to talk about a concept that everyone aware of it, but majority of us don't know how to apply it. You know, we heard, I create my own reality. Maybe we read so many books. Yes, Anil, you can create your own reality. But when I started my journey, I lost. Yes, I get it. I create my own reality, but I don't know how. Today, we are going to talk about what does that mean to each one of us. All right, with that said, we will get started with I create my own reality. I want you to start, right? Always we are taking few experiments, right? I think today we got only 41 minutes, but we will do our best. Uh, you know, each one of you, open your eyes, obviously, and look around the room and find everything that is in color blue, maybe 15 seconds. Look around and see or notice everything that is color blue. Five more seconds. 1, 0. All right, here is the twist. Now, close your eyes and I want you to tell or at least shout out everything that in the room that is red, everything that is red. I asked you to pay attention to blue, but now closing your eyes and I want you to speak out everything that is red in the room. Take maybe 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, come back. I want to say it, right? When you're looking for blue, I don't think you even see the red. What that means is your mind filters your world. Your inner state is the filter. What if, if that inner filter is programmed by a shadow passion? We will talk about what is the shadow passion in a bit. What if the inner program is covered by shadow passion? All of us will see and create all those shadows in our life. For me, that is how to create my own reality. Let me take into the next step. Each one of us, daily basis, we fight between our shadow passions and our higher self passions. I will talk about what the shadow passions today for awareness in this today's session. In the next session, when that competition happens between the shadow passion versus higher self, how do we get connection to the source so that our higher self passion would take over, we make a choice. But before we do that, we need to understand what the shadow passions are. I want to remind you, each one of us, we go through this multiple times in a day. These passions, these two fight each other. Those are not outside, those are within us. Maybe for lack of better location, just behind your heart, there is a narrow space. That is where our true self is. The true self has the grace and also the shadow passions. We will talk about maybe, 7 of them today. And some of them are very relevant to each of us. Some of them are not. Our goal is identify what that shadow passion that is driving some of the choices in our life. Do you ever remember somebody asked you a question? Hey, what was the reason you said what you said a minute back? Or why did you make that decision? And did you hear? Or did you hear or did other person hear that? I don't know. It's very classic, right? In our life, we say that. I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I did that. We want to uncover that why. I hope you are with me. Please stay next 20, 30 minutes. We want to uncover where is that why? Who is making those choices? If we don't find those right now, we need to take, maybe few lifetimes to discover where is that location. All right? Okay. To make it easy, I'm going to tie each of the shadow passion to one chakra each. That way it's easy to relate to. Okay, I'm not entering into chakras. That's not the intent. But relatability, I would add each shadow passion to each chakra this week. Next week, we will bring on the associated grace for each chakra. How do we, when this shadow passion hits, how do we overcome? All right, let's get started. All right, the first one, the shadow each one of us go through is pride, pride, and humiliation. Think of it. How many times today we felt that? Maybe the classic example, you wanted to call a friend, maybe a relative, maybe a family member, maybe a in-laws, it doesn't matter who. And immediately a thought or pride show up. No, why do I need to call them? Okay. Then the next thought, what if they hang up? Oh, that's the big shadow humiliation. What we do now? We don't even call them. You see what is driving that choice? Whether do I need to call a person? Do I need to say something to a person because we think we are above others or we are below others? And then also, what if they humiliate me? Then what happens? We don't even call. Pride is always ahead of the humiliation. Everybody thinks I'm superior. Superior than whom? No answer. But still we believe I'm superior. And because I believe that superior in the life experiences, the person has to go through the humiliation, right? That's the nature. Generally, this is how it works. We pretend I know everything. I act as if we act as if other people don't know, and eventually we trip over our own feet. I'm going to use two examples, classic, uh, likely more relatable to the teens, but it is applicable for everyone, each one of us. So you are attending a class. Maybe who knows, you are on 11th grade, 12th grade, or you are going through a class and you refusing to ask a teacher for help on a difficult assignment because you don't want to look stupid in front of your friends. You end up failing on that test for that day, creating very humiliation, which you try to avoid. You see, the pride is leading that. Because of that pride, you think, I don't want to be stupid in front of others. That choice makes them fail, which is creating a humiliation. Rather than looking stupid, we failed. You see the pattern. Where is that coming from? It is directly tied to our first chakra. If we don't bring our awareness to this pride on day-to-day basis, what reality are we creating? Are we creating a reality of equanimity, or are we creating a reality of pride? I am above others. The consequence of that tiny choice is a humiliation at a very minute level. But we take 100 of those decisions daily. The 100 tiny portions form a big event for us. All right. It's very, very obvious we do that, and we don't know why we do that. Keep an eye going forward. The pride and the humiliation. We make decisions unknowingly because the shadow take over. When the shadow take over, we act like this. For example, okay, maybe fourth chakra, I will come back with that other example, but I wanted to move forward with the next one. The second one, the shadow is greed. This is associated to the second chakra. Greed is not just about the money, health, and all. It is related to the relationships. It's the desire. Maybe some people has a greed of stuff, owning the stuff. Maybe the clothes, maybe the shoes, maybe the substance abuse. Maybe when I say substance greed, maybe this or that. The greed is a fundamental shadow each one of us go through. Maybe we'll take an example. The example is right, hype chasing on social media. For example, how many times we post a specific thing and then looking for likes, or maybe how many times we know we don't need that, but because someone else has it, I need to have it. And then buying, more is more trap, right? I need more. Buying endless books or signing up for classes, this meditation, that meditation, but never actually practicing any of them because we are so greedy that is causing us to think we don't have enough yet. We still gathering mode, acquiring mode. Think of it. How many decisions are we making with the greed? At one level, we know all these, but another level, we don't implement consciously every choice we make. I think that's where the disconnect is. All right. I wanted to move forward with the third shadow. This is entitlement. This is an entitlement. All of us has a feeling that the world give all these things to us. We use external comfort, distractions, or sensory indulgence to soothe our inner anxiety, completely ignoring the energy and effort behind what we receive. Maybe we will take an example, right? Tap water analogy. When you turn on the faucet, clear water just flows. We don't even think about the engineering, the pipes, the water treatment plants. We just expect it as if we are entitled. Because of this shadow, the massive gift is treated for granted. Even when you go and then buy at times to the kids, the best thing they can have, only the 1% of the world has, they don't feel any gratitude for that. The problem, the shadow is they think they are entitled for this. What are our entitlements, right? If you really ask that question, what are our entitlements, each one of us? Maybe the life is fair. Other person should treat me with respect. That's the entitlement. When I switch on a tap, water comes. When I switch on a bulb, electricity show up. It's hot, AC is working. All of these are entitlements. When that doesn't happen, what happens? There is a sticker shock in their mind. This is the shadow. Maybe the classic example, teens. I know I wanted to use some analogy. That way you can relate it more. Maybe, we treat our parents like a personal Uber drivers or vending machines, getting angry and throwing a tantrum the moment they say no or not today. Where is that? Where is that? Because of the entitlement, they miss the gift their parents brought to them every day, multiple times in a day. Think of it. What are all the different entitlements? We even don't think about it. What about the justice? We all think, yeah, there is justice, but that's the entitlement, right? We know looking into there is no justice, in those situations. But I'm not talking about, justice and all, but everything unknowingly, knowingly, we entitle so many things. When that doesn't happen, a tantrum kick in. And at times we don't know where is that coming from. And when mom and dad ask you, why are you getting upset? They say, I don't know. Because the shadow entitlement kicking in. They are that shadow is overtaking all their senses. When we pay attention in the room looking for the blue, we miss all. When this entitlement take over, we miss all other things. Everything is entitlement. I'm entitled to have this. Because I don't have this, then this is how I operate. All right. I want to move on. We can talk all these in many examples, but I think one or two examples are good enough for us for this today's session. The next one, the shadow is a anger and resistance. When anybody gets an angry, they are fighting the love. For me, love is God. God is love. Or maybe love is universe. There is no better way I can define the love. Because of that, I'm using love is God. God is love. And when I get an angry, when I resist what it is, that's the shadow. I'm resisting the God. You see how the shadow of anger changes the illusion, or maybe, changes completely the way we perceive the world in that moment. How many times we saw within our friends and family, the person is so loving, 99.9%. But when their shadows show up, they are like a demon in that minute, in that instance. That's the shadow to cover them. Keep an eye on these shadows. The people who did the wrong things and end up in jail, I don't think they are bad people, but their shadows are so big, and that taken over them, that made them to do what's done. By the time they realize, things are already happened. That is how powerful these shadows are. All right. All right. The classic example for teens again, getting cut from a sports team or excluding from your group chat, or maybe all the friends are going for, bobo drink and then they did not invite you or inform you, and letting that anger turn into burning, bitter grudge that you carry around for months. We will talk about it next week when each of these shadow hits us. What is that other power we need to use it to make a choice for us? But stay with me. And what is the other shadow of the fourth chakra? Replaying the old arguments or betrayal in the head over and over again. And then keep on telling to the people how badly they treated me in the past. All these are fall under that shadow. All right, I want to move forward. The throat chakra. This is a shadow of deceit and judgment. This is not only against others, it happens to each individual, to ourselves as well. We use our own words to distort the truth, spread the rumors, and harshly judge others in order to mask our own insecurities and feel powerful. Maybe a classic example, spreading the gossips about a classmate because sharing secrets make you feel like an important insider who holds the power. The why is important. When we go on finding why we do what we do, my goal is one of these shadows are behind the scenes. We need to get to those. Otherwise, we lost in the game. We lost in the game of shadows. I'm not talking about outside ones. All these are inside of each one of us. All right. The next one, this is very important. Envy. We look at someone else's life and letting it poison poison your view of your own. Oh no, these people had amazing occasion looking at the pictures. And we start, or maybe the shadow of envy take into effect, destroying ourselves and destroying the others as well. How many times we see people sign up because they don't want the other person they envy. They don't want other person to sign up because they envy them. Classic. People eat extra food because they don't want that delicacy, other person should be picked up. Such a small things, but people does. And the common question people ask under the envy is why me? Why them and not me? Oh, they had a perfect location, perfect costume, perfect lifestyle, perfect relationship. And we start feeling bitter, draining our energy. And why me? What is the shadow in works? Envy. All right. The last shadow. This is very classic. How many of you know sloths? These two ones that hanging on the tree. They don't do anything. They just like that. The sloth, we don't take an action. Why bother? Nothing matters anyway. Even if I work hard, if I clean my room, if I press my dresses or if I wash my dresses, yeah, nothing matters anyway. Yeah, skip it for today. How many decisions did we postpone together? Each one of you, because we act as sloths. Ah, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hit the gym. I don't want to do meditation today. Our life is boring. Who is behind the scenes? The shadow of sloth behind the scenes. It's working full time, 24 by 7. The classic examples, the sloth classic examples. I want to start a business. I don't have time. You want to start teaching kids the math as a part-time. Ah, no, nobody joins as if this person knows everything written the future as well right now. Maybe staying in a toxic relationship or joining a friendship group just because leaving it and finding a new friends feels too awkward and then continue to stay in that group. Sloth, they numb themselves comfortably. Think of it. How many of those decisions today we postponed? Oh no, I don't want to pick up the phone. And then we ask the kids, hey, can you give me that phone? Can you get me that water? It's okay when we tired and then we need another pair of hands to help. But you see the pattern. Can you do that, please? Can you do this, please? Lot. All right. So I want to ask four questions, and then we will open up for conversation. Which of these seven shadows, you visited most in the last 48 hours? Is it pride, greed, entitlement, anger or resistance, deceit, envy, or sloth? Which of these
I
seven
can.
shadows? Go
Oh
ahead.
wait, are we sharing? Okay. So personally, I would say within the past 24 hours, for me, it would be pride, entitlement, and inaction.
Yeah, me too. It's
Twin.
yeah, it's a continuous battle. Everything. These shadows are trying to, make a decision, but we need to empower, you know, the grace. But we will
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah, awesome. Anyone else? You want to share?
Yes, sir. Now if I think of it's entitlement and pride. Maybe at that point I did not realize, but now if I think back what I've done today, these two things came up in my mind.
Yeah. Isn't it classic when spouse comes back from the office and then we expect other spouse be ready as if they serve the tea, coffee, or breakfast? It's the entitlements. And then what is surprising is the spouse did not even call them ahead of the time. Hey, can you help me? And then they think everything happens without telling, and then they expect it, and then it did not happen, and then there is a big scene created there. Entitlements. Yeah, yeah, perfect.
And not just that, like I think we take many things for granted in a day.
Correct.
Yeah, definitely. I think like in today's day and age where things are more digitalized and kind of almost purposely like hidden perhaps for your convenience, it's really hard to kind of see like even like with a simple AI search, like you can't see how much water is going into each search to cool each server. Like everything is very like like we've reached kind of a point where everything is so advanced technologically and just like in our society to where it's hard to detect just the amount of precision and manufacturing behind every simple task.
Ah, well said. Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Yeah,
We want to, yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, yeah. Many shadows are there, I know. Yeah, today I tried to keep my sloth aside and did some work, luckily. But yeah, pride and that I feels many times. And yeah, we don't know, but when you're saying, yeah, this is that, that is that, then we can relate that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, true. I wish
Yes.
I studied my first grade with all this, not at this age, but glad I'm doing it. Yeah. my investigation research on this. All right. The second question, what was the choice that shadows try to make you make? Try to make you make? Maybe to stay in bed, scroll phone, maybe snap at mom and dad, maybe gossip at a friend, maybe you thought you are not worth enough. And then what was behind that feeling, that decision?
Mm,
Envy?
Yeah,
Like insecurity, like just not feeling worthy enough.
yeah, true.
Actually, I did not understand the question. What
So
you're
what
asking.
what was the choice that
Mm,
shadow tried to make you make today? So
mm.
we all made so many choices today, but I want you to relate back the choice we made and then what is the shadow behind it. You see,
Maybe laziness. I laziness. Is it?
yeah,
Uh,
uh, uh,
I want to do something, but I thought, okay, let me do it later, not now. Yeah.
yeah,
Why in a hurry? What to do? Nobody's going to ask me. Nobody's there to question me. So I took it easy.
correct. Uh, I think I wanted to go back. There is an interesting point I noticed. I had somebody mentioned envy. I had somebody mentioned not worth. Do you see do you see the relation between those?
And we
Here is
are
the
not
relation.
it.
Anil felt I'm not worth, I'm not worth, I'm not worth. Because that underlying shadow, I start envying the person who I think is more value than me. You see, my not worthiness is actually showing up the envy there. Then we need to trace back, oh boy, why am I envy about this person? Then somewhere there is a feeling I'm not good enough. That is where we want to go after. Once we know the shadow, then what is that? Make us not worthy enough. All right. I don't want to spend. And the last question, if we making these realities using the shadows every day, what will be our life look like? It's a reality of constant isolated, not happy, distrustful, anxious, and lost in the life, isn't it? Yeah.
I
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I like there was this one point that you brought up that I thought was very interesting where you said that people who are in jail are not bad people, but like their shadows got so big to where they made choices that led to kind of like their reality looking like ending up in the circumstances where they had to receive consequences of that severity for them. So I think like that's also a really big thing as to, like why it's important to look after these and like maybe just like be self-aware and reflect. But I thought that was a really good point where like nobody's inherently bad, but it's important to like love yourself where you feel you need to cope in these ways.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think that's the content for today. Glad we got an opportunity to talk some of these. But
Yeah.
next week we will bring on what is the grace for each of those, and how do we support ourselves in that moment, and where grace is going to empower us so that we take uh, a decision, we take a choice which is supported by the grace, higher self, rather than our shadow self. We will talk about in the next class.
Yeah, of course. And I really just want to appreciate the thoughtfulness behind how each session is kind of segregated. Like as with the three sessions we've done so far and the two that I've been present for, now three, it's really nice seeing how each one is sectioned off in like digestible bits. And so for now, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to private message me if you'd like to remain anonymous. I won't reveal who you are. If there's any questions you have, we still do have about 4 minutes, so feel free. Don't hesitate. The goal is for everyone to reach a satisfying level of understanding. Um, so I'll give it a few more seconds, and if not, then I think we can conclude today's session. Thank you, Anil sir, for another great session. And personally, I'm really looking forward. Okay, we did get. Okay, so somebody's asking, how do we keep up with these shadows and how do we remind ourselves? Like, I'm assuming like constantly as they happen. Good question.
All right. There are the two ways, right? We touched upon the best way is, right? Take a book and then start writing yourself. It could be any book. Keep it before you go to bed. Write it about yourself. This is your story. We don't want, all this what we go through written in the Akashic records or maybe Chitragupta. We want to write it here every day. That way we can change our reality. That's the one way we can bring, our awareness into. That's number one. And today, the way the session is anchored actually give a glimpse of it. We think it's a session. No, I don't think it's a session. I think it's a mystical experience. We were given an opportunity to even connect here and go through at the different frequency. It's not a book reading. It's a different than that. You already, each one of us already got that awareness right now. Next time when you go through, you let me know if you catch yourself, where is that coming from? You don't say it next time. Hey, why did you say that? If somebody asks you, you know exactly why, rather than I don't know. Yeah. So my point is, we had an initial start on this. Continue to practice it, and journaling is the way to get insight into your own self.
That was a great question. I didn't realize I had it too, but are there any more? Feel free to private message me. All right, going once, going twice. Okay, then with that, we're gonna conclude today's session. Once again, thank you so much for sharing this knowledge. And I think in the beginning, you brought attention to how this is like everyone's and like we're bringing awareness to this and it's not ours. I think it's important to shed light on that as well. And yeah, it is almost a miracle for us to be connected here at the same time, sharing such powerful knowledge. So I am grateful to be able to experience this and be here with all of you guys. So thank you so much, and hopefully we can connect next week at the same time, same place as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm honored. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.